Booyah, son. Checkity, checkity, checkity. Double down, I do believe. Man, I swear, I don't know, boys. I just got a double on this 4K, and if this son of a buck didn't record, I am going to wrap it around a tree. Whew, I had to reach out and grab that one on a run at a poke. I think he was about 320 to them woods. I winged him. He come on out in the field, gave me a closer shot, so I doubled up, dropped him down, Jack, put him on the ground. I think I got two of them out here. The old 4K bark tonight, son. I'm walking out here to pick up the second one that I shot. The first one that I shot, he's way out there. I bet he's 350. And I shot that second one about 320, guesstimating. Winged him. Hopefully the footage shows up. He ran on out in the field closer to me, and I got a better shot on him broadside and dropped him. I'm gonna flip this camera around and pick up this dog. All right, guys, so here's the second one on dog retrieval here. Oh, this is a nice one. This is a big one. We'll get him in some better light here in a second, see what it is. Male or female. Let me set this gun down. We'll check him out. So I'm over here at the second one that I shot. It's a nice female. I'm gonna shine a light on her here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna collect these dogs and I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. Pretty stoked. First kill on the 4K, and I got a double on coyotes. So happy. Hopefully I can find this other one. I know I smacked it. This is a huge field. So without the thermal, and without Mountain Man being here to help me, I don't know if I'll be able to find it or not, but I saw it smacked. I'll have to watch a replay if that footage recorded, because that freaking scope froze up on me, y'all. Y'all wanna know how the 4K does? I love it till it messes up, and it froze up. I looked down in there after I killed this one, and I could see crosshairs, all my numbers, everything in the scope, but it was froze up. Son of a gun. Hope I didn't lose that footage. I'm gonna find this other one, or try to. And I think I'm gonna drive the Ranger over here and pick this one up. It's a pretty big one. Stick with me. What's up, everybody? November the 30th. For those of you who are visiting for the first time, we're glad you're here. For those of you who've been with us for a while, we're glad you're back. So guys, what I wanted to do today was just to come to you and give you an update on the 4K. For those of you that have been following me, you noticed a couple weeks ago I posted a video about upgrading the 4K Pro from a ATN 5x20 xsight Series 2 that I had on a Thompson Center 22-250 compass, and I put the 4K Pro 5x20 on a 22-250 Thompson Center Venture Predator. This is a rifle that I've used during the daytime. Very successful, very shooting gun, and I just wanted to experiment with the 4K. I thought I had done enough review to where I wanted to go out and buy it, and I did go out and buy it. I want to tell you what happened. So since I've seen you guys last time and we mounted that 4K on the rifle, I went out and I sighted it in, and I got a few chances to go hunt with it. Now, a couple nights ago, me and Jamie went out hunting, and we called in a bobcat. We had a cat come along the side of the woods, and I just got through telling Jamie we're very likely going to call in a cat in this spot. But we had a cat come up on this point about 70 yards from us. Jamie spotted it. I had just got done doing some distress sounds. Told Jamie, I said, we better pull the plug before we call in a cat. Started doing some howling. Man, as soon as I hit the howler, I heard Jamie off to my right say, right here, right here. I swung over with the 4K, big old burly looking bobcat, 70 yards, beautiful footage. Lit him up like a Christmas turkey. You've heard me say it many times. XXL Reaper by Predator Tactics and the 4K combination together is awesome. Just my personal opinion. So I'm looking through the optic. I'm looking at the bobcat. I'm hitting record. Nothing's happening. The optic's not froze up. I can see my crosshairs. I can see all my numbers. I can see the cat. Everything's fine, but it will not record. Needless to say, I was very upset. We had this big, beautiful bobcat in. Could have brought you all some awesome footage. The scope wouldn't record. Now, catching up. That brings us to November the 29th. I've already got eyes spotted. Now, at this point, the only time it's been running was from when I turned it on and I set the gear up. So we're talking 3 minutes, 4 minutes tops maybe. I turn on the IR light. I seen it's a coyote. He's out 350 yards. And the reason that I know my yardage with this, and it was nighttime, is I know this property. I hunt it in the daytime, so I'm pretty familiar with it. This coyote's out 350 yards. He's all the way over at the corner of the woods, and I see him just standing there looking at me. I see him plain as day through the 4K and the XXL Reaper, 300 yards, and I wish that I could show you. We're going to get to that. So, I've got the controller in my hand to the Lucky Duck. I just scroll down a little bit, find myself some rabbit in distress. I wanted to play something soft, and I turned the volume way down to I think it was 5. As soon as I hit it, he starts jumping up and down like this, as sometimes they'll do, and then he come on a dead run. Now, something that I never do is I never hunt with the wind to my back, unless I've got hundreds and hundreds of yards in front of me that I can see if a coyote tries to come in and cut my wind. If he tries to come around me and smell me, I can get that shot before that happens. Anyways, it was a strange deal. The wind was hitting me in the back, but it was kind of blowing at the 1 o'clock position. The woods are over here where I figured the coyotes were going to be stationed. I figured it would work. So I hoofed it out into this field. Sure enough, the coyotes post up at 11 o'clock. Coyote at this point. He starts doing what coyotes do, coming around to cut my wind. I'd say he got into 300 yard range. He was coming at an angle like this. When he got to about 300 yard range, he kind of stopped for a second, and I was getting ready to put it on him. I put it on fire, I was getting ready to pull the trigger, and he took off again. And the last time that he stopped before I pulled the trigger, it was a big male, was about 275 yards. And as I'm moving the scope around like this, I spot another coyote in the scope, female. So I thought about stopping and shooting that one, but it was facing me dead on, and he was broadside, so I'd rather have that broadside shot at that range. So he comes on around, and I bark him and stop him. I shoot him, hit him right in the shoulder. He kind of buckled. I heard it thump, and then he leaned his upper torso toward the ground and started running. I figured it's over. I reload. 4K still working. I got great video. I get on this female. She decides she's going to run upwind, go all the way down the wood line, probably 300-400 yards down this wood line, and I could tell by her body language that she was going to end up stopping. I only barked at her a couple times, but she just kept slowing down as she's hopping, and I knew she was going to stop. So she finally stops right along the edge of the woods, 300 yards. I put it right in the freaking money on her, and when I hit her, she kind of sprinted to the side and starts running toward me out in the field. Of course, she can't see me or the IR. 4K is still working. I got her all on video. She's coming in at me, and she's just biting at herself, and she's getting ready to go down, and she gets about 150 to 175 yards from me, standing broadside and getting ready to fall over, it looked like, and she's just gnawing at that leg, and I put another one right in her biscuit and knocked her over. I was so happy until I looked in the optic. What happened? Completely froze. Now, you guys that don't know what I'm talking about, if you've never messed with the ATN, or if you're curious about getting started with the ATN, maybe you've read articles, or maybe you've watched YouTube videos, and everybody's talking about ATN problems and upgrades and firmware and this, that, and the other. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm no expert. So if you guys have hundreds of questions about the ATN system, I can answer some of them, but I don't have the answers. And the only reason that I've got this ATN and I've got the xsight 2 is the video shots at night. I've got a really big camera that I use during the daytime, and we can set it up for nighttime hunting or whatever. But man, you're talking about pushing a button on a setup like this, it's a lifesaver. So the theory is awesome. You just can't beat it. And everybody wants to talk about price range. You know, you can't find a better deal for the price range. That's true. All these things are true. But when are we going to get the firmware that we need to upgrade these scopes so that this don't happen? Had this been Uncle Bob taking his son out for his first ever buck and took the shot and it froze up, and it would have just been a disaster. I mean, I'm going to kill a lot more coyotes. We kill them all the time. But everyone is special to me. This is what I love to do. Now, having said that, some of you might be asking the question, the same question I've been asking all day. Even though the scope froze up, you had it recording, so why don't you get your footage? Great question. Who can answer that for me? I can't, because I asked the same exact question. I pressed record, everything was recording, it went smooth to that last shot, completely froze up. I couldn't do anything with the buttons besides hold the power button down and shut the optic off. So guys, moral of the story is, last night was my first experience with the 4K other than the day that I took it out and sighted it in, which I had no issues with. It was daytime. I shot it, 2 times? You can sight them in 2 shots. 2 or 3 shots. I think Superman came over and he flung around out at a target, and I was just trying to get a feel to see if he could shoot and, just let him get practice with it and whatever. And so I shot, 3 or 4 rounds through it that day and didn't have a bit of trouble. Recorded a shot. After I made that video for you guys, I went on there and upgraded the firmware, which was supposed to fix all the issues. Now, has it? No, it has not. Has it fixed previous issues? I can't answer that because I didn't own the scope previously to the other upgrade, so I don't know what changed. Now, I can tell you this. I'm not going to down the ATN, and I'm not going to tell you guys don't buy one. I picked up the 5x20 xsight Series 2 last year. I've had a fantastic time with it. It is so fun. I can take that scope and I can put it on the 22 rifle, which is where I got it now. I can go shoot squirrels and shoot coons. I don't really have that many issues with it. I got the 4K because it's so much more clear. Just a lot of benefit to having this one as the other one. Like I mentioned, you don't have the external battery pack with this one. There's a lot of pluses and minuses with them. Where do we go from here? I'm going to keep fooling with it. I'm going to keep hoping that they give us an upgrade to the firmware. And I know a lot of people saying I would be getting my money back and this and that and the other, and I understand that. I don't really need to get the money back for it. I'm actually thinking about getting something different. So, don't know what the future holds for me, but I'll tell you right now, I'm very upset. And at the end of the day, if I had to recommend somebody going out and buying one of these or not recommend it, I would stay neutral on that. I'm not going to say don't go out and buy one because, like I said, I have had the best time with my ATNs. This one I haven't had much experience with. I'm just now getting a feel for it, but the other one I just love it. And I'm not down on the product whatsoever. I absolutely love mine. I love everything about it except for the flaws that it has, and I'm sure everybody else feels the same way. And I've been seeing a lot of comments about people saying some people have trouble with theirs, some people don't. Tommy Lee's got the ATN 3x14 4K Pro, and I haven't heard a bit of trouble out of him. He shot foxes. He shot coyotes. He's flung some lead at some coyotes. And seems to be doing fine with it this year. Matter of fact, this season he's shooting better than he ever has since he's been hunting with me. But last night I went out, took my setup out, working hard for you guys, got a pair of them down, got a double down, and I don't have a bit of video for you. And it is totally not the approach I wanted to take on this video. I got a lot of other cutaway footage and video from last night from me being excited, and I think I already rolled one of the clips at the beginning of the video, but I get excited, man. It's the best sport in the world, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. So, just bring you a little update on the 4K. I know it's been a couple, 3 weeks since I've mounted it on the gun, and I wanted to touch base with you guys and let you know how things are going. I wanted to bring you a coyote kill. Ended up calling in 2, killing them both, and had such an awesome video. I remember it just plain as day. The lighting was great. Everything was great. Had the Reaper lighting the way. 4K was crystal clear. The dogs were coming in. Everything worked out great, except for, obviously, it crashed on me, froze up, and, so the quest continues. Touch base with you on the 4K. I normally upload a video every Sunday and Wednesday. Lord willing, I work a full-time job. I actually got 2 jobs, plus doing YouTube. So I try to stay busy for you guys. Would have definitely gotten the video up had that not happened. And just couldn't get it together.
everything went south. 4K froze up. That's my first bad experience with it. Hopefully my last. I've got the most up-to-date recent firmware upgrade on it, and I'm just like you guys are. I'm standing back in the shadows saying what's next. Daytime or nighttime, I've never had it freeze up in the daytime yet, so who knows. But anyways, guys, thanks for joining us. I'm heading out now to do some deer hunting. Hope to see you guys back. Hey, consider subscribing to us. We do a lot of predator hunting, deer hunting, turkey hunting, dove hunting, squirrel hunting, maybe even do some rabbit. We're just outdoorsmen. We ride around on side-by-sides, Polaris's, we've all got one, four-wheelers, have a good time, anything outdoors. They call us Team Zombie because we hunt all night and we spend all day with our families. So do what we got to do. We appreciate y'all. I do want to mention too, the channel's growing. I really do appreciate that. I've been wanting to say that. The channel's starting to grow. And guys, this is just me out here with my buddies doing what we do and bringing you guys along for it. And I'm so glad that you guys have joined us. Thank you all that have subscribed. For any of you out there that have not, if you would consider doing that, that would be great. We just do a lot of hunting related items and outdoor stuff. So if you guys are into that, maybe just check us out and give us a like, subscribe. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.